Too many thoughts on my mind, I can't sleep at night, so I just keep writing. I don't need no help, I don't need opinions, so don't waste my time then. I just been living online, my city don't show me no love and that's fine. Fuck local radio stations, I got more plays than all of these rappers combined. I'm going again, I've been going in, I'm fed up with so many things, I gotta just let it all out. I'm talking about the shit they've been talking about, telling me I should do this, telling me I should do that, telling me things about rap, talking the truth and that stab in my back, they will knock me off, the game has been packaging.
I've been keeping it real, I've been doing what I feel, I've been out here trying to kill every beat, I know I will, everything I'm working on, every night another song, they been quiet all along, they gon' notice when I'm gone.
Welcome, and we're back with another episode of the award-winning No False Finishes. This is Season 3, Episode 7, and I got here a guy that has been begging me, and don't say you haven't, because you have. He's been begging me for like 2 years since Season 1 to be on this show, but I don't like to have people that are involved with feuds at the current time, so finally Season 3, and are you ready for this?
Why not? Let's get it going.
What do you think the current state of XCW is in Venom's mind? Because currently, you know, we're going through the epic pandemic of COVID-19, but if XCW would be actually running right now, what do you think the state of it would be?
Well, we came from 2019. It was a great season, and it led into a great season of 2020. But as long as we can get past all this, and all this COVID stuff will stop, we can get back to going and do what we're doing.
All right, so we got some other recordings going on. I know Fletch has been working hard to do some Ground Zeros,
Yeah.
which are also on the YouTube page, so go check those out. Do you think getting the extra content out there is going to help out in the long run?
I feel like getting extra content will help it get out there, and it also gives it a chance for other people that don't usually work during the regular season and like main storylines get to get involved with other people.
That makes sense. How difficult is it to wrestle at your size? Because you are, I think you're the biggest superstar in XCW.
I can guarantee I am the biggest superstar. It's honestly not bad. I mean, yeah, I get out of breath faster than most people. I'm not necessarily in the best shape. I mean, I'm athletic for my size. I can do things people my size can't do. And I move around the ring just as good as sometimes some of the other small guys. Maybe not as fast.
Who do you think is better between these two people? Both big guys. You clearly are the biggest. Between you and Genocide. If we put you in a match together, who gets blown up first? 60-minute Iron Man match. Who's dead?
Him.
I think I can believe that.
Because just the way my character is and the way I move, I'm not very fast, so I'm not going to be blown up as fast as him. Because he's more technical, he's going to try to do anything he can to get me.
To not run.
Yes.
Or work. What is your favorite XCW match? It can be one of yours, doesn't have to be one of yours, just your favorite match in general.
My favorite match in general, to be honest, it is going to be one of my matches. Mine and James Cerebral. Me and him had a match back in 2017, I believe. It was actually when we first came back. And me and him had 1 or 2 matches for the New Age, and it was really good. I loved it. I loved everything we did. We had worked perfect.
I think that was at Phil's house, wasn't it?
Yep, it was at...
Yeah, I think I ended up getting involved in one of those matches, and that led to mine and James Cerebral storyline on the road. What's your favorite XCW moment?
My favorite XCW moment, probably when I won the XCW title.
You've only won it once, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Held it the longest.
You held it the longest.
196 days. That's probably my best moment. Or
you can thank my legal issues. So we're gonna get to some heaters here.
Okay.
So it's clear. Everybody knows who your girlfriend is. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows who your fiance, girlfriend, wife. Anyways, so she's had relations with a couple of superstars, but as I know, has only dated one other superstar.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I do not know. What is your relationship like with Hazard, being that he had relations with her before you did?
At the beginning, it was really rough at first. But after a lot of bullshit happened, a lot of stuff came and gone. It's came and gone better. We even started a tag team at the 8th Deadly Sins.
Yeah, I remember.
And it just, now we're okay. But at the beginning of it, and when it all started, when everything was going on, it was really rocky.
Is there any bad blood?
Not anymore. There was a lot of bad blood then. Yeah, a lot of shit happened when it all went down.
What about between you and Tommy? Because Tommy also had relations with your fiance as well.
Well, when all that stuff happened, it was before me. When it first happened, and then some shit came around again. But stuff was me and her was kind of rocky at that time, so we were kind of trying to work stuff out. We wasn't 100% together. We were trying to figure shit out. But something came up. She told me. I actually was like literally 5 feet away from me when it happened. I was half asleep and I kind of overheard it. But
interesting. I was also only 5 feet away from when Fletcher was also finger banging his wife at one point in time before they were married.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was throwing a little tennis ball up in the air, playing music on a stereo, laying on the floor.
Really?
I knew it was gone the whole time.
There you go. Yeah. It's just we don't really have any bad blood. But it's shit that happened. It was dealt with. It's over now.
Well, it's not over with, because the next question on here, how is it working with superstars knowing that the majority of the roster has seen your girlfriend's tits? Does that bother you at all?
Me? Not really. They're tits.
Tits are good, though.
I mean, tits are good, yeah. Especially when they're big ones.
Yep.
Big titty bitches.
All right, so does not bother you? Anyone that you have worked with that you want to, again, 100%, or anybody that you haven't worked with that you'd like Josh to give you a chance to?
And to be honest, it's somebody that I'd like to work with again. That we actually just had a match not too long ago at a Ground Zero. Blackheart.
From New Paris, Ohio, Blackheart.
Yeah.
What's that?
I don't know. We did talk. We literally talked about the start and the finish. And we ran through everything like it was nothing. Everything went smooth. Everything went perfect the way it was supposed to work with. To be honest, another person I'd like to work with that I've worked with already before and like to restart the feud possibly, I'd like to restart with Corey Lee. Me and him just always had that kind of chemistry together. We've never had any kind of big issues, as in spots-wise, where it's like stuff is messed up or we've done bad. It's just everything's worked out and the flow's been there.
So you say you want to work with Corey Lee again. We're going to go into another big thing here. You've probably were just recently involved in possibly one of the biggest, if not the biggest storyline since EBW with myself. I want your opinion on how you thought the entire feud turned out, from the Love Notes, which was an idea by Fletch, to the attack. We wrestled first. You attacked me. I was out for a year.
Yep.
Came back with the Love Notes, up to the match, and then what was on the line. How do you think this went?
I thought it went perfect. Everything was exactly what it should have been. Everything went as it should have been. And everything it placed in line perfect on the way it went.
Because you took out, I forgot to do the move for Corey Lee in the match, and he still tells me about it every day. But you took out Corey Lee, you took out Fletch at one point, you took out Genocide, you took out Hazard. Fletch, Genocide, and Hazard, Chris Jones' biggest confidants, which has ultimately led to what was on the line at the time.
Yep.
And you were dominant because I didn't beat you before I was out for the year. We wrestled a few matches. We did the Thorn Bush spot.
Yeah.
And ultimately, do you think that has allowed you to be the person that you are coming out to be now?
I think it has. I think it's really opened me up as not just like a gimmick, but as a person connecting with my character.
Yeah.
It's really showing me what I need to do at the right time against doing something that maybe somebody my size shouldn't do. You know what I mean?
So, do you think Venom would be who he is right now if he was around during the EBW era? Because, let's be real, that was Austin Chaos's era. Do you think you would be who you are?
To be honest, I do. I think I maybe would have had not necessarily a more dominant role at that time.
Yeah.
But from then to now, I'd have a whole lot more experience on knowing what I'm supposed to do. And in like the last 3-4 years that I've been here, I think I've done more things than some people have their whole time being here.
Throw out a couple names.
As in what?
You said you think the time that you have been in XCW, you said that you think you have done more than some people have in their whole careers. Throw out a couple names. We like controversy on the show. It creates cash.
I think I've done more things than Ryan Grayson, Austin Chaos,
Woo! Woo!
XCW champion 196 days, 5 awards at the last
Viewer's Choice.
4 Viewer's Choice. I am the only XCW superstar to go into an Extreme King, put the title on the line, and win it. I am the only superstar for somebody to cash in and beat that person in 6 seconds. Patrick O'Reilly.
I think Austin beat Corey Lee pretty quickly. Viewer's Choice when we smashed him with the briefcase.
With the roll-up. I had a match with Fletch and a casket match on top of Patrick.
I can give you the Ryan Grayson. I can give you a couple. I don't know if I can give you the Austin, but
Yeah, he might. Yeah, he's a better wrestler than me. He can move around better than I can. But I still do think some of the things I've done has been probably a little bigger ones.
and on that heater of a question, we're going to go to our first commercial break. More when we come back.
It's the last time that I ask why. I'm overlooked and I'm passed by. You can't grasp my shit, that's fine. Can't see the truth through glass eyes. You're half blind. In fact, I'm on my way to the back nine. I'm coming out swinging the man on a mission and breaking new ground like a landmine. Can't stop my ambitions, can't stop my commitment. My very existence is winning the game. Every minute I'm giving, I'm thinking of living the different. You live it the same, a vivid display. What are you thinking? I'm building the vision, you're thinking the grave. I'm in a position to have an opinion. Don't need your permission to give it away. Give it a rest, this is the end. You cannot prevent what you're fighting against. We live in the shit, we didn't pretend. With the percentage you'll never forget. Look at the math, look at what's left. You can't represent what you couldn't accept. Since the beginning I knew you were ignorant. That is the difference you can't understand. What would you do with nothing to lose? Nothing to live for but something to prove. You don't have a clue, you got it confused. You couldn't walk 20 steps in our shoes. Every minute you're talking for you. Can't run from the truth, it's coming for you. We are the many and you are the few. We are the future. It's a new day in a new way. The future brings a new game, a view change, a crusade. It's a journey to the new age. So you may want to take this time to pack a suitcase. We're coming, you're going, cause we are the chosen. Yeah, this is our moment, you're too late. That's it, I have spoken, I told you it's hopeless. You thought I was joking, but when did I laugh? The smile you noticed was me overflowing from joy and emotion from ending the past. Sending it back like something was open, like something was broken, it went in the trash. Day one is over, the future's approaching, the embers are glowing, we're spreading the ash. We're flipping the script, spinning the shit. You're in the victim, 6-6 in the kick. You finish it's it, I'm swinging the miss. You're dead in the wind cause your wings have been clipped. We're giving it lift, you're wishing you did. You're stuck in the middle and sinking again. You are the end, we are where it begins. We are the future. We
best you got, bitch.
Wow. Oh, he's holding on to it. Oh, no. Oh. He's going up here, telling me a few things. And right onto the ladders, ladies and gentlemen.
And we're back. Great footage, as always, from the superior editing skills of Fletch. Is there anybody that you hate in XCW? Anybody that rubs you the wrong way? There's a lot of you to rub, so.
I'm trying to think, to be honest. It just rubs me the wrong way. I mean, nobody just necessarily rubs me the wrong way to the point where, like, I don't want to do the show.
No, it's just somebody that you don't like, you know. I mean, my opinion has changed since my free time interview over the years, but, I mean, there might be somebody you don't like, but you still come to do the show.
I mean, to be honest. Okay.
Don't be afraid to say business.
It's not him. But he's only shown up a couple times. But I DTC, the only few times he showed up, I can't stand him. There was one time he came back, we were still wrestling, it was 16. It was after we got our ring.
Yeah.
He came in, he was wanting to do something, he was messing around the ring. And I was just standing there, and he ran up and gave me the stiffest fucking drop kick I've ever had. And I literally looked at him like, what the fuck was that for?
That sounds like DTC is not an easy one to work with. He has worked well with like 2 people his entire career. That's not an over-exaggeration. So, I think that's the first time I've heard somebody say DTC.
But other than that, like, I mean, I don't like the way some people's attitudes are. I mean, they got shitty attitudes, but...
Who?
Brendan Badman Stickles got some bad attitudes sometimes. Talks a lot of shit. Cord Lee, he's a real big shit talker.
He's pretty rude backstage sometimes.
Other than that, I mean...
Corey Starstruck Entertainment?
I mean, nobody really else... I mean, Tommy the Merriman a couple times. Fletch has a real bad attitude on him sometimes. But, you know, that's just Fletch. We all know how Fletch is.
Worst superstar of all time, in your opinion?
Worst superstar of all time. That I've worked with or that I know,
Worst superstar you think in XW history?
I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say Patrick O'Reilly. As bad as it sounds, he does some good work sometimes.
Interesting. Who's the best superstar of all time?
Best superstar.
That's the question.
It's a real close tie between like 4 people.
4 people?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna say 4.
I mean, I get like maybe 2, 3 people. It seems to be the general. 4 people. Who's the 4th? If you say genocide, I fucking quit. I'll walk
Chris
out.
Jones.
Okay.
He's on one top food chain. Tommy Merriman, top of food chain.
That's a common answer.
Brandon Hobbs. He does some really good work. He fucks himself up, but he does some good work. And Corey Lee.
I mean, DJ fucks himself up all the time. Is DJ Wahlberg the best superstar ever?
I'm not saying he's the best superstar ever.
I mean, you said.
And then, okay, I got another close one. He does some good work when he's in the ring with some good people. Fletch, he does some good work too.
Anyways, what is your current health, physically and mentally?
Physically and mentally, it's
Being a bigger guy, you're not extremely healthy.
no, and I am not in the best shape, and I've not been in the best shape for pretty much most of my life. I don't know if it's a hereditary thing that I caught from my mother's side of being a bad guy. Man, I was a 12-pound baby when I was born.
I have had some conversations with people that knew you back in school, and they said you were a big guy back then.
My 8th grade year of high school, I was 280
Pretty big. You're on the wrestling team, though, weren't you, too?
I wrestled in high school. I did shot put for track and field.
Chris Jones did some research on it.
And I played football. I've played football my whole entire life. I think I've played football since 2nd grade all the way up to my senior year.
It's interesting because you and Hazard both played football.
Really?
What was your football number?
79.
I was going to say, if you say 68, I fucking quit, too.
No, and honestly, before I got hurt, I was actually looking to go play college football.
Yeah.
I was looking at Franklin College, and then I was looking at wanting to go play. I had the grades to go play, but I didn't know if I'd make it on. I was wanting to actually go play at LSU, to be honest.
I don't know. Vince Wilfork played. He's a pretty big guy.
No, he was a big guy, and he did some really good stuff. But
He's the fattest guy that I can think of that played.
But I made the grades, but I didn't know if I knew they. But when it came to playing football, they had some really high expectations, and I wasn't the greatest.
Yeah.
But I did okay.
Plus money. Money's also
Plus
another
money.
issue. Probably if my dad wouldn't have stolen my college money, I probably would have never met you, to be honest, because I would have went to college in Florida. So
Really?
yeah. A lot of things can deter people from their academics. I don't know if you remember this, we had probably a 2 to 3 hour text conversation one night when I was at work. You were feeling kind of down because you were being constantly degraded about your wrestling skills and abilities, and this was the beginning of our feud.
Okay.
And you said you wanted. I asked you what you wanted from this feud because I was trying to build you back up.
Yeah.
I asked you what does Venom want from this feud, and you said you just wanted a chance to prove people wrong. And that you weren't, I don't remember the exact wording that you, essentially, wasn't the exact words, but that you weren't a worthless bag of trash.
Yeah.
We'll use that.
About that, I'll go back to the whole, I'll lead up to it. When I played football,
Yeah.
I wasn't one of the people during the summers I always went and worked out. I wasn't one of the people that always after school went and worked out to go do it. I was there, I played football, I did what I had to do. I regret not doing the extra stuff I should have done.
Put in extra work.
Yes. And I told myself when I came to XCW and started that if I'm going to come and do this, I'm going to do the best I can. And I'm not going to be that same person of put myself on the back burner. I'm not doing the best I can. And I wanted to prove to everybody that I could actually do it.
But leading up to that text messaging, because the conversation was almost 3 hours that we had while I was at work. Do you think you had achieved it up to that point?
I felt like that
Because obviously people were degrading you because you probably wouldn't have sent me those messages.
Up to that time, I mean, I wasn't what I am now.
No.
I would maybe put myself back at like a Patrick O'Reilly level, to be honest.
Good Patrick O'Reilly or bad Patrick O'Reilly?
A mediocre Patrick O'Reilly.
Okay.
And I'm be honest with yourself, I didn't think I performed and did the things I did. Knowing the stuff now, since then, like before, I never called any kind of spots during the matches. I never did. I was like, all right, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? And since the feud and the tag team with Hazard, I've now got to the point when I work with people, I can call the spots, hey, let's do this, hey, let's do that, and feel okay about that spot.
So, going back, before there was ever a Chris Jones Venom thing, I'm usually, when it comes to Fletch, it's usually like, if I don't have a current feud, he'll be like, I need this to happen. What do you want to do? I had the choice between Jason Arcane and Patrick O'Reilly, I believe, is my two choices back then. I chose Jason Arcane, and it turned out really good. We had a couple bad matches due to weather and a whole bunch of accidents, but anyways, and it came to the point of you, because at the time, when we first started, you weren't a monster.
No.
I will say, you were not a monster. You were not what Fletch wanted. Fletch wanted you to be a monster, wanted minimal bumps at that time. He wanted you to dominate. He's like, I just want, because we call you Byron, I just want Byron to be a monster.
Yeah.
That's what I need. Do you think you got that from this feud? Do you think you are the monster now?
I am now what I should have been when I started.
Yeah.
Everything I've done now is stuff that I should have done back when I started. And to be honest, on top of all the experience I've got now, I go back and watch matches that WWE, like Big Show and Yokozuna and Viscera and Bam Bam Bigelow and Vader. To watch how they work, watch how they do their promos, so I can kind of try to base myself off of some of the stuff that they did as big people.
So do you think that you proved the naysayers wrong?
Yes.
When do you feel that you finally got that recognition, like, I belong here, I am that monster? When did that finally click for you?
When did that finally click for me?
Was it, during the feud, after the feud, Viewers' Choice Awards? When did you finally get, I made it, I'm that monster?
It probably the Viewer Choice Awards.
What about that made you feel like you finally had the recognition of your not superiors, your comrades?
Winning all the awards that I did, to be honest.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was going to win all of them that I did.
Yeah.
And then when I was finally getting the recognition of Superstar of the Year and XW Champion of the Year and MVP of the Year, Promo of the Year, and all that stuff's leading up to it, finally set in mind, yeah, I'm the monster, and I proved to everybody what I did.
Yeah, so now there's no falling back, right? You're gonna stay at that level, right?
I'm gonna keep going and going and going.
Okay.
Best of my ability.
We're gonna dial back a little bit. Justin Parsley, Hall of Fame.
I really don't know Justin Parsley at all. To be honest, I think if it's who I think it is, I met him years ago when I went with I was with Genocide.
Yep.
And it was when my youngest sister was born.
Yep.
Me and him was at home, and he wanted to go hang out with somebody. I believe it was Justin Parsley because I watched
Probably.
Because I was watching some of his videos on his YouTube channel, and it looked like the same room that I had been in.
Probably. So.
But I mean, I never really met him, so I can't give like 100% answer. Yes, he should be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, yes, he's worked with XCW, and yes, he's worked with stuff with you guys, but I don't know enough to really say, hey, he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Let me give you a little history lesson. He introduced me to Fletch. Pissed Fletch off enough so Fletch started XCW essentially. Obviously, it was like, I think it was XPW back then, but pissed Fletch off enough for booking himself that Fletch would go off to start XCW, which has become, obviously, this prolific wrestling company. We have people from Fort Wayne, we have people from New Paris, Ohio, we had Freddie Hudson and Joe Crow from God knows where, Jeffersonville. He's a great mind. He has worked a couple times. I got him on the show.
Yep, I watched that one.
If it's not for Justin Parsley, there is no Chris Jones in XCW. I would have never met Fletch. I didn't talk to Fletch in school if it wasn't for Benji.
Yeah.
We just got lucky that he's like, hey, that Chris Jones guy, you know him, right, Benji? And we talked. So Justin Parsley has a big blanket in the history of, like, not always positive.
Yeah.
But he has a big blanket. Yes or no?
I'm still going to steer on the no part. Just because I just don't.
We said something earlier. We were talking about people you don't like. And there are a lot of people that have attitudes. Do you think Fletch cares about the injured superstars, or does Fletch only care about XCW? This is my favorite question to ask. Because I know people are nervous by Fletch.
I mean...
And yeah, he's standing behind the camera, so answer truthfully.
Oh, I'm going to answer truthfully. At that time, he cares, but he wants to make sure they're okay, then get the hell out of my ring.
Makes sense.
But he still keeps communication with them to make sure they're okay.
If NEW, I don't know, Mike Lovett, I think that's his name.
Yep.
If Damian Cole came up to you tomorrow and said, leave XCW, we'll make you world champion NEW, would you leave?
No. I just don't feel like my time has come to say, hey, I want to move on.
Yeah.
I still feel there's things to prove that I haven't done yet that I want to still do.
Yeah.
But I don't think at this moment I would just want to jump ship and do that right now.
Do you think Tommy would leave tomorrow if NEW offered him to pay him, like, it's no more than $20 or a hot dog, but
Maybe Snickers.
If NEW offered Tommy to leave tomorrow and be their world champion, you think Tommy would leave?
Probably.
Honest answer. You're going to retire tomorrow. Fletch says you can book any match for yourself today. What's the match? Who with?
If I were to retire, I could book any
Retire, or you just couldn't wrestle any longer for some reason, but Fletch says you can book any match for yourself
Any
today.
kind of match type.
Whatever you want. Fletch leaves it up to you.
It'll be a casket match.
Okay. That's a different answer.
Yeah. And it would... I would want it to be with Genocide. To be honest, as everyone knows, he is my cousin.
Yeah.
If I were to leave right now, have to retire and can't wrestle no more, I'd want it to be with somebody that basically kind of helped me get my foot in the door to an extent.
Yeah.
Maybe not as soon as I wanted to.
Yeah.
But he helped me get my foot in the door. I would want to be with Genocide.
I think a casket match, like if I had to book your last, I think I'd book a casket. I don't think Genocide would be a choice. I think I'd want to book your casket match with you and Genocide, or you and Fletch.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. All right, final two questions. Who has helped you the most, whether it be advice, wrestling skills, any type of general knowledge in your XCW career?
Tommy Merriman. I'm going to be 100%. When I first started, when I first started coming around, I used to go over to his house, actually.
Yep.
And he would help me with punches and lockups and different things I could do and tell me different things that I could maybe try a different way. But it'd probably have to be Tommy.
All right, last question. So usually the same one everybody else gets. You've been around for a while.
Yeah.
You have expectations of yourself now. If a new guy was coming in, whether it be to wrestle, to ref, camera, coming in to work with Fletch, what kind of advice do you have for new people coming into the wrestling business?
Listen to the experienced guys. They know what they're doing. They wouldn't be in the ring with that person for no reason.
Yeah.
They're obviously at the point they are now because they listened at that time to the people that were showing them what to do.
Yeah.
As long as you listen, take notes, and do what you're supposed to do, you always have a chance to succeed.
Yeah, because we'll call it the pecking order. It's not really a pecking order, but I mean, it trickles down. You know, me, Fletch, Hazard, I guess Genocide, you know, and then that training goes down to more people, and then that training goes down to more people, to where the point, it should never, like Chris Jones, Fletch, Hazard, Genocide, we shouldn't have to be in there teaching people nowadays. It should be people like Corey Lee, Tommy, even you. It should be people like that, because like we said, it trickles down. But I've appreciated you being on the show. You finally got your wish. No, there's not going to be a tag team between you and LOL, but you got to be on No False Finish anyways. Join us next time, where we have the first ever No False Q&A session. Thank you.
Keep it real, I've been doing what I feel. I've been out here trying to kill every beat. I know I will. Everything I'm working on, every night another song. They've been quiet all along. They gon' notice when I'm gone.
Everybody wanna copy you, but they're not you. Everybody wanna be cool, but they're not new. Whoa, look how I go. Gonna be a dentist, I still got the flow. Never gonna lose, cause I'm still doing both. Never gonna lose, cause I've been on the road. Come to your state and I'm killing the show. Know that I'm young and I still gotta grow. Know that I'm working the most, know I'm never gonna choke. And I'm looking back down on the people below.
I've been keeping real, I've been doing what I feel. I've been out here trying to kill